In this video, I'll be working through the questions you see on the screen, and this question is from the winter edition of Cambridge International Exams from 2023 from paper 1-2. If you want any other questions from this paper, there should be a link to a playlist in the description below. I do these on a whiteboard, hopefully to mimic how you're used to watching your teacher teach these questions. And if you find any of this useful in any way, please like, subscribe, and even share it with some friend that's doing the exams or someone doing it next year. In question 5, they talk about a geometric progression. They tell us the first term is sine theta. They tell us the second term is cosine theta, and the third term is 2 minus sine theta. They also tell us that theta is an acute angle, so it's less than 90 degrees. And then for part A, they ask us, what is theta? So that's enough information they're claiming to find theta. So how do we go about that? First thing to remember here is a geometric progression. It's multiply. So we have a first term multiplied by something to get the second term. That same thing, or, we use or for that. So first thing multiplied by or equals this guy. Also, this guy multiplied by or should equal this guy. So we have the same thing each time. And what becomes useful from that is dividing. Cosine theta, the second term, divided by the first term should equal or. But that's not the only piece of information here, because now we don't know what or is and we don't know what theta. But there's another piece of information. The third term divided by the second term is also equal to or. So we can just go ahead and take or out of that, and we have an equation in theta. Only one unknown. If we clean this up, we should be able to solve for theta. So let's go ahead and try and do that. We'll multiply both sides by cosine. We'll multiply both sides by sine, and we're left with cosine squared theta is equal to 2 sine theta. So this guy got multiplied by cosine theta, 2 got multiplied by sine theta, and sine theta got multiplied by sine theta, making sine squared. The important thing that should jump out at you here is, pardon me, what should jump out at you is cosine squared and sine squared. They add together to make 1. It's the most basic thing in trigonometry, and it comes up all the time. If we add this to both sides, it will appear over here. We will get cosine squared plus sine squared theta, and that is equal to 1. So I'll just skip a line there. And what left over this side is 2 sine theta. Rearrange this again, we get sine theta is equal to a half. Solve for theta, we get theta is equal to the inverse sine of a half, or it's a famous one you should sort of remember, it's 30 degrees, or in radians, which they did ask us to use it in, it's pi over 6. So that's the answer to part A. Theta is equal to pi over 6. So for part B, they ask us to find the sum of the first 10 terms. And we do have a formula for that. For that, I'll throw it on the board. It's from your formula tables, and I'll even write it out, the important part. It's Sn, the sum of the nth term, whatever number you want can go here, is equal to, I better remind myself, a multiplied by 1 minus or to the power of n divided by 1 minus or. Now the important things to notice in this, n, we know n, they've told us n. 10, they've told us the sum of the first 10 terms. So we're going to be looking for S10. A, they gave us a, sine theta. Well, not quite, not sine theta, sine pi over 6, which is actually a half. So we know A. Or, now so many students, I'm guessing in this question, would have said or is equal to pi over 6, because it's the answer they got to part A. It's not. Or is not equal to pi over 6. Or, we have to find or before we continue. Or is equal to cosine theta, pi over 6, divided by sine theta, pi over 6. And you can go ahead and put that in a calculator. It is equal to square root of 3. This is a half, and this is a square root of 3 over 2. The halves cancel, and we're left with square root of 3. So in fact I can rewrite all of these. This is a half, this is a square root of 3 over 2, this is, it's obvious then, you're multiplying by square root of 3. Multiply by square root of 3, multiply by square root of 3 gets here. This, I haven't done it, but I'm guessing it's 3 over 2 or 1.5, because again, you multiply that by square root of 3. So we could use them instead. But anyway, so what do we need here? We need n is equal to 10, a is equal to a half, or is equal square root of 3. And we just go ahead and put all of them into this. Let me do it over here. S10 is equal to a half times 1 minus square root of 3 to the power of 10 divided by 1 minus square root of 3. Now you could, sorry, I said just put that in a calculator. You could put that in a calculator and you get, I did check, I'll write it down over here. You get 165.289, so on and so on. But they didn't want that. They wanted your answer to be in the form of, I'll just read it out. B divided by square root of something minus 1. Square root of something minus 1. We're nearly there. Top row, we can clean some of this up. Let's see, that's a half multiplied by 1 minus, square root of 3 is 3 to the power of a half. 3 to the power of a half to the power of 10 is the same as 3 to the power of 5 over 1 minus square root of 3. At this point, I just put this in a calculator. It comes out to 243. Yeah, 243 is this. 1 minus that is 242. I might be wrong. Yeah, 242. I don't have the exact number written down. I have the final answer, so I'm working backwards in my head a bit. Divided by 2, and we get minus 121 is the number I've written down over 1 minus square root of 3. That's nearly what they asked. They wanted a number on top. We have that. They wanted square root of 3. They want square root of something, and they wanted minus 1. So these are in the wrong way. So we can change that. Multiply everything by minus 1. The top by minus 1 is this. The bottom by minus 1. Square root of 3 minus 1. That looks exactly what they wanted. B on top. Turns out B is 121. C, a square root of C. Turns out C is 3 minus A. Sorry, minus 1. And that's the answer to part B. Hopefully you followed along there. I did take a little jump there. Hopefully that bit was clear. Put it in a calculator, it will just come out as whatever I said, 243. Yeah, I think. Anyway, if you have any follow-up questions, put them in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.